You are welcome to yet another episode of HN What's Your Say? The #1 listening show, where we discuss real issues with real people like you. We are still featuring R. Kelly. Real name Robert Sylvester Kelly. Also known as the R&B King. The injustice R. Kelly has had to deal with from the time the Surviving R. Kelly docuseries was released to date has been enormous. It's difficult to understand how he has managed to go through all this trauma, but God has surely been with him. As always, mankind has never wanted to associate with anyone undergoing such a problematic phase of life as that R. Kelly has been dealing with. No wonder many artists one would have expected to stand with him and defend his innocence, instead shunned him and rebuked him the more. It's so disappointing how quickly they believed all the rumors about Robert, which were simply part of the Dreamhampton propaganda to tarnish his name. In an interpretation of events by a one Andrew Wyatt who only recently joined the R. Kelly legal team, there is a bigger force behind this and Dreamhampton was only used as a pawn to play a part. And the likely target is to get a hold of R. Kelly's precious music catalog, something the record companies always wish to do to their big artists. This happened to Michael Jackson when he died, and Sony bought out his children for $500 million. It looks like record labels will do anything to achieve this no matter the cost. In a recent interview famous rapper Boosie did with Vlad, he was upfront as always in saying what he feels and believes to be true, but what he said this time has left all fans and supporters of R. Kelly even more disappointed than ever before. While it was disappointing enough to know that R. Kelly's enemies are after owning his entire music catalog, Boosie's mentioning of their intention to push R. Kelly hard enough to the point of taking his own life freaked everyone out. Just how's this possible, that someone would wish any other person take their own life? All for monetary gain. According to Boosie, the government has enacted new laws through this anti-Kelly campaign, considering it's the first time he has heard of judges taking money out of a prisoner's commissary account for any reason whatsoever. Okay, we know R. Kelly is hated by many, but no one would have envisaged this as their final goal. Boosie says by doing this, they probably want R. Kelly to get so frustrated with life and give up fighting. Boosie did mention how he has seen people accused of multiple first-degree murders, but their commissary was never touched. How some people owe billions but somehow, their commissaries have never been tampered with. Why is this the case with R. Kelly? Boosie asks. Why has his case been handled so differently from the others? Thinking through it critically could reveal Boosie is right. Who takes money out of someone's prison account? You give someone 30 years in prison and then empty his commissary? This is money meant for survival while in prison. Plus, the way they did it was so hurriedly. As much as we do not want to believe what Boosie suggests, there is a great possibility this could be true.
They just dogging him now, they just dogging him, They actually made a rule up for him that's never been made, They took his money out his commissary.
Right.
This also caused many to reflect on the number of times R. Kelly was wrongfully placed on suicide watch even when he showed no signs of being a danger to himself. According to Boosie, this was likely done to keep R. Kelly reminded that he needed to do it to himself. In a case, placing an inmate on suicide watch can be beneficial, but can also be detrimental to the person, especially if they didn't really need it in the first place. Boosie thinks it was a trick to make him think it's over for him and lose all hope for freedom. It was more like a message to say, it's over for you, and the world expects you to want to take your own life, because they too know that you are not leaving this place ever. This indeed was intended to emotionally blackmail R. Kelly and they almost succeeded with it. Had this trickery found a person with a weak spirit, the story would probably be different. Thank God R. Kelly is naturally a strong spirit and also a believer in God. Also thankfully, his legal team and fans have offered him a support system to lean on, and for this he is grateful. Boosie went on to offer his interview as evidence for his family to sue in case anything like that ever happened to him. The good news however is that according to attorney Bonjean's report, R. Kelly is in a good mood and has no such ideas in his head. It's true the pressure being used is a little above average, but Robert keeps a sober mind and surely does know his day to be free again will come. The Chicago winds that saw him found not guilty on more than half the total counts also helped a great deal. What R. Kelly says makes him strong the most, however, is the undivided support from his loyal fans such as you and I. According to Luke Constant, for sure they want him to give up, but once R. Kelly is free, he will be introducing to the world new songs that will be telling stories of his trials and tribulations. This makes him the better man and therefore hard to defeat. His train will keep on rolling over everything that has been placed in his way in attempt to stop him with all the lies said and guilty verdicts issues. Let's continue to pray for him. He will be all right. For the little I know, R. Kelly has never been suicidal in any way. He loves to live because he knows God planted him onto this world for a great purpose. So while they pressure him and hope he snaps, I am sure they already thinking, what is this guy made of? According to Nelson Monagas. Yeah, I agree with Boosie. White boys can do it, but when a brother gets accused of the same, we as a people dog our own. We gotta do better and get smarter because this 30-year BS is way out of line, out of order, and out to get a superstar that only did or took advantage of what 99.9% of all straight men only wish they had the chance to do. Now that's telling it like it really is, but most men don't have the courage to admit this. Let's pray that R. Kelly keeps strong enough to go through this trying moment. And that no such thing happens because we still need him alive. If you wish to take part in a live interview on this channel discussing any of these topics, let us know by emailing us on sashahnnewsroom@gmail.com for scheduling. That is all we had for you today on HN What's Your Say? To keep updated whenever we post a new video, subscribe to this channel now. Also remember to hit the bell icon and enable notifications. And feel free to share your opinions with us in the comment section below, and let us know if you would like us to publish your views in our next release. We value all our subscribers' opinions.